Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well today. So in this video, I'm going to be going over some common myths relating to tarot cards and tarot reading, so that if you're thinking of getting into it, you may have come across some of these ideas or misconceptions that keep getting pushed around by different people. Some people who even claim to be tarot experts or self-proclaimed professionals are also some of the ones spreading this misinformation relating to tarot cards and tarot reading. So today I wanted to kind of help dispel some of the rumors and really, shed some light on some of these common tarot myths and misconceptions. So without further ado, let's get into myth number 1. The death card means that you are going to die, or that someone is going to die. In tarot, the death card is one of the major cards, and it means transformation. That's what it really means. The death of the old, the birth of the new. When something ends, it dies, and so something new is born. And that's what the death card really means. It's just a card about transformation. It's a card of alchemy. It's a card of cycles ending and new cycles beginning. It's a card of something old dying so that something new can be born. It's not really referring to the life and death cycles of a human, but more how we shed old ways and start new ways of showing up in the world. Like when people say the old me is dead and gone, that's very much the energy of the death card. So if you pull the card, don't be afraid, don't be alarmed. Honestly, it's one of my absolute most favorite cards to be pulled, because it usually means something old that doesn't serve me anymore is getting ready to fall away, or that I'm going to be the one to be the catalyst for the change. Something is giving way to make way for something new, something better, something that actually serves me. So the death card does not mean someone's going to die. It just means that something is going through a transformation and a transitional phase. So it's actually a pretty good card to receive in a tarot reading, and one of the ones that I look the most forward to. The second myth is that you cannot read cards for yourself. Some people claim that because you are the one reading for yourself, your thoughts and your feelings will get in the way of the reading. So they explicitly state you absolutely cannot read your own cards. This is completely false. This is so far away from the truth. You absolutely can read your own cards. I read the cards for myself every day, almost every single day, really. That's how I got good at it. That's how I got in a lot of practice. And I think reading the cards for yourself is an invaluable tool, especially if you're trying to grow and change as a person, because it allows you a different kind of way of tapping into introspective, opportunities, chances to look at yourself inwardly in a new way. What I would say is, if you are going through something, if you feel very emotional about something, if you're angry or upset about something, that's never a good time to read cards for yourself or for anyone else, because your energies and your emotions will kind of cloud your intuition and your judgment. So what I would say is you absolutely can read cards for yourself. You just want to make sure you're in a good frame of mind and in a good mental place before doing so. Myth number 3 is that you have to memorize all 78 of the cards in the deck before you can start using them. Absolutely not. You can have a book handy while you are practicing, getting accustomed to the cards. The ultimate goal of tarot isn't to memorize all the cards, although it's really convenient if you do have them memorized. But because of phones and smartphones and things like that, really any meaning for any tarot card is just a click away. So you really don't need to memorize tarot cards the way you used to. And most decks come with small guidebooks, and you can carry those around with you as well. If you are trying to memorize all the cards, don't be discouraged. They are very difficult to memorize, and some of the card meanings are they're not simple, they are more complicated. And so everyone struggles with different cards, and you'll find that the more people you talk to about tarot cards, that certain types of cards or certain specific cards give everyone trouble across the board. And not only that, but some cards actually come with the meanings printed onto the cards to help you kind of better learn the meanings themselves. So you absolutely don't have to have all the cards memorized if you're trying to learn tarot. Myth number 4 is that other people cannot touch your cards. They cannot touch the deck. And this is also very false. Some people will cling onto this wholeheartedly, but the truth is, some readers, it's really preference. Some people say, I don't want other people to touch my cards because their energy will interfere with the energies of the reading. Other people insist that the person who the reading is for touch the cards so that the deck can become infused with that person's energy so that it can be more accurate. So really, this is a preference thing. Personally, I don't really care if people touch my cards. I show people the cards I have with me all the time. It's not really a big deal. The cards are very easy to clean off if I don't want those energies on the cards. Obviously I clean the cards between readings, but you know, it's perfectly okay if, you know, someone else touches the cards. Some people, some readers will even shuffle the cards and have the other person draw the cards out, and that'll be the cards that are read for the reading. So it really is preference of the reader. So don't let anyone tell you how you can and can't, you know, function with the cards on other people and with yourself. Other people can absolutely touch the cards if you're comfortable with that. The fifth myth is that all outcomes are set in stone and they can't be changed. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to tarot reading, foretelling the future is a little bit difficult, and outcomes are not set in stone. It's more like, a reading is more like a snapshot of upcoming future events. By knowing what's to come, you can actually change the outcome of it. If you know for a fact that you choose to procrastinate, then when it comes time to do something, you won't be properly prepared. But if you know that that's what's going to happen, you have the opportunity to change how you react and interact with a certain situation to kind of change the outcome. So tarot readings are not set in stone, they are merely a snapshot of events to come. Nothing's set in stone, things can be changed, things can be redirected, and you can always go up to a situation in a different way. Myth number 6 is that you have to be gifted your first tarot deck. Now this is an old one. I've even heard of some people saying that this is the only way it can be done. The truth is, you can buy your own deck. I bought my first deck, and that pretty much set me on the path of learning tarot at a pretty young age. You absolutely don't have to be gifted your first deck. It doesn't have to be stolen. It doesn't have to be a hand-me-down. It doesn't have to be passed down to you. You can absolutely just go online to Amazon, wherever you want, buy the deck, start using it just like that. Not much more to it. Myth number 7 is that tarot cards are evil. Now, I don't really think of them as evil at all. They're just merely paper with images on them. They're a tool. They're just a tool for tapping into yourself, tapping into events outside of yourself, energies. For example, for instance, you could use tarot cards not for fortune telling, but just simply to get a snapshot into your own inner world to better understand yourself. And to me, that's not evil at all. The only time tarot is really viewed in an evil light is when certain religions or spiritual practices forbid using divination tools. In that regards, I could see how someone could think it's evil, but generally as a standalone thing, no, it's not really evil at all. It's just kind of looking into cards to look for signs that can kind of give you insight into a situation. Myth number 8 is that you need strong clairvoyance or strong psychic abilities to be able to read the cards. Now, for a long time, I didn't want to do readings for people because I felt like my abilities weren't where other people's were. I saw people online reading cards on YouTube, and they seem to have all these psychic abilities and all this extra insight, and I feel like I didn't have that. But all you really need is cards and a book of the meanings if you don't already know the meanings by memory. And that's all you really need to start reading tarot. You don't need any special gifts. You don't need clairvoyance or extremely strong intuition. Those are all just skills that you develop over time. They're not a precursor. They're not something you absolutely need in order to start reading cards. So if you don't have strong abilities, it's okay. You can just start reading the cards today, and that stuff will come later. Myth number 9 is that tarot is 100% accurate. Tarot is not completely accurate because, like I said before, the future can always change. Nothing is set in stone. Everything is always likely to change. So if anyone tells you it's completely accurate, they're wrong, they're lying. It's not completely accurate. Some people may have a high accuracy rate, but it's not accurate. It's not an exact science. So there's always room for error, and it's something to keep in mind. So don't give all your power away to tarot readers, or even if you are reading for yourself, remember that things can always be changed. Everything isn't set in stone, and everything isn't always perfect. You know, take your reading with a grain of salt, keep it in mind, and kind of use it when you're going forward in life in regards to certain things. But just remember that it can be changed and that it's not 100% accurate 100% of the time. So just keep that in mind, and don't give all your power away to readings. Don't let readings make you feel like you have no control over your life, because things can always change. The last myth I want to go over is just the one that people say that you should not charge for your spiritual readings, for tarot readings, because those are a gift, and because it's of a spiritual nature, you shouldn't charge, because it's wrong to charge people money for a spiritual gift, for a spiritual service. And that services across the board people will complain about, but for the sake of this video, we're talking about tarot reading. So some people will say you should not charge people money for tarot readings. Obviously now people need to make a living, and you know, we get into conversations like that, kind of debates. But if you want to make money as a tarot reader, if it feels like a calling or a passion for you, don't allow anyone to dissuade you from reading because they make you feel like you should feel guilty or wrong for trying to charge money for your services. Tarot reading is a skill, and with all skills, people should be paid adequately for those things. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you found it useful, please drop a like, and if you want more like this, then please subscribe. I have another video like this of 10 more myths coming in the very near future. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see all of you in the next one. Take care.